Hey, my name's Arthur. I was born here in the city of Torrance. I was in the Torrance High School band when it marched all 4 years that I was in high school, and that was one of the best experiences I had. Was marching in the band. I used to play the clarinet. Don't play it anymore, but it was really good to see a large band presentation again. I have to tell you, in 2023, I was so disappointed. There were so few bands. I mean, there was two middle school bands, and I think the West High band, and its presentation was really, I felt it was kind of like subdued. And I know that the city was coming out of 3 years of all the lockdown nonsense and trying to restore the footing. Uh, I think it is important. I'm really glad to hear in this presentation. We're hearing that there are severe military actions going on right now. So of course that's going to have an impact on what the parade looked like this year. I really hope that going forward the city is not discouraged by that just because the numbers are going down. There's other ways to increase, improve, invite other forces, interests. I mean, having the sons and daughters of the American Revolution participating, that's essential. Bringing more of that history element in is really important. I'd like to see more of that. I think that bringing in the kids zone aspect is excellent. This idea of getting the whole family interested in other activities too, besides just attending and watching the parade, is essential. This is, I mean, that's what it should be about. This is something that should be maintained, even if there seems to be waning interest for a period of time. The data seems a little disconcerting at first from 2024, 2025, et cetera. But again, I think it's unfortunate. Here we are 6 years after all the COVID stuff. There are people who are still struggling to deal with that, or just municipalities in general getting back into an energized footing. So I really insist that this city do everything possible to maintain that it's on Torrance Boulevard, to maintain that as many people are invited to participate as possible. I really appreciate Scott bringing up other military stations or outfittings to be getting involved. That's the way to go. I don't know, it sounds like to me like this, we do need that information regarding the social media presentation, or how much promotion was made. I think that's an issue. We do need more information about that. I hope that there's more direct outreach, getting other cities to be involved, and not just in the South Bay. I think that's essential. There's only 3 Armed Forces Day parades that I'm aware of. One is in Washington State, one's in Oklahoma, and one is here. And I really don't want that number to be diminished. Again, I mean, you look at education publicly, and in private education, there isn't like a real manifest pride right now in our military. I feel that's being diminished, or it's being sidelined. We need to really fight against that. Maybe there needs to be a proposal to work more closely with the school district, maybe create programs or competitions so that kids can talk about how much they loved the history, a specific facet of history, Civil War reenactors or American Revolution reenactors, and have even some more kids participate in that way. If they don't play an instrument, they can also celebrate in some other way. These are things we can do to get more people involved, get more families involved. These are ideas to consider, but it should always err on the side of what can we do to get people to come back, rather than, well, the numbers are going down, so maybe we need to start changing where we place this. Last of all, it's a question. I'd like to get an answer from this. There's the numbers state that fewer people were attending, and yet the security costs are increasing. I'd like an explanation of that. If that seems to be a disparity that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'd like to get an answer on that. Thank you.
Yeah, I think in short, the cost of labor goes up, but also we did add the barriers. It's been 2 years now that we added those barriers. The first year was close to 200,000. Now we dropped it a little bit. But the barriers, I think, was one of the big ticket items. But Lieutenant, if you can maybe elaborate a little bit on the cost of security versus.
Which one should talk?
Yeah, the bulk of that cost was, like you said, the barriers, the physical barriers walking down the roadways, which, despite the number of attendees, we have to protect roadways and inhibit vehicle incursions into the parade. It was 170 originally, and then with the revamping of the 5K route, relocation of certain things, it's down to 107 this last year. So still very expensive, but security, unfortunately, is expensive, and we're only as good as our weakest point, unfortunately.
And I think, part of the job of the committee and staff is to look at ways to we can keep it safe and minimize costs, but like you said, the cost of security is high. We can, thank you, Lieutenant.